Good morning, guys. It's Sunday. I bet you're surprised to see me this morning. You're probably surprised to see me at all. I'm out here where the new house is going to be. I spend a lot of time out here, not doing anything, just sitting and watching. And sometimes I have picked up a few boards, and anytime I see trash, I pick up the trash and put it in the trash can. But I'm going to tell y'all, this last month, there's been something wrong with me. I am tired 90% of my day. I've already had a nap this morning. That's why I didn't go to church. I got up, had my coffee, took my vitamins, put on my makeup, and then I thought, I'm so tired. I just want to take a nap. That's all I want to do is take a nap. I had been up maybe 30 minutes. And that seems to happen to me every morning. And I think, am I not sleeping good? When I wear my watch, it's hard to wear my Fitbit to sleep because I wear a hand brace on this arm because of the carpal tunnel syndrome. So when I was wearing my watch before, it was saying my sleep quality was like 62, stuff like that. So I don't know if I don't sleep good at night, if I take my Ambien, so I think I sleep good, and I wake up and I hop out of bed and I've got plans for the day, and I go have my coffee, take my vitamin, have my breakfast, and then I think, shoot, I ain't gonna do that today. That plan's shot. I just want to take a 20-minute nap. That's the way it is every morning, and I hate it. And guys, you know how I like to put people in categories like this one's an Eeyore and this one's a Tigger, and I've always been a Tigger, and now I don't know, I'm not a Tigger anymore. I've got so much to do. There's so much. I could be cleaning out of my house, cleaning closets, getting stuff ready for Goodwill, getting stuff ready that I'm just going to do away with. I just can't make myself do it. I don't know what's wrong with me. And do you remember when I was feeling like this before and then I started taking my red pills? Boy, I had the energy, and now red pills don't do it. If I take a red pill, I feel like this. If I don't take a red pill, I feel like this. So I'm thinking, man, I have just turned into an Eeyore. I don't want to do nothing. I'm just tittle along, take a couple of naps during the day. I don't want to be like that. So I decided I'm going to the doctor. Now, I've been reading about chronic fatigue syndrome. I think I have that. I'm tired all the time. When I was taking the red pills, I got this umph and I was a go-getter again. But now, guys, the red pills do nothing. So back to my original, the way I was 6 months ago, and I can't stand it. After you've been, I move this back a little bit. After you've been a Tigger, you can't be an Eeyore. It just not good on your mind. So, I don't know. Tiki has a doctor's appointment. He's going to be neutered on Tuesday. So tomorrow I will call and get me a doctor's appointment for Wednesday. And I'm going to tell her, I used to be a Tigger, and now I'm an Eeyore, and I can't stand it. It is messing up my mind. And we do not want to have messed up minds, right? So, can y'all see my face looks a little thinner? I don't want to have a thin face, but I am doing so good on my diet. I've lost 20 pounds. I see it a lot through here. And now that I'm in the camera, I kind of see it in my face. I don't want my face to get saggy. So I don't know how you can lose it here but not lose it in your face. I'll have to look up now what to eat to make your face fat. That'd be crazy. Anyway, there goes my husband. waving at me. I laid on the couch while he vacuumed all the floors. He said, I said, I can vacuum. I vacuum. I get up and I do everything that needs to be done for the day. First thing I do is make my beds. I make my beds. I go fix my coffee, then come back and make my beds and sip on my coffee while I'm making my beds. Then I stand by my little corner and I try to talk to God for a minute. And my biggest prayer is, Lord, don't let me be an Eeyore today. That's crazy, right? Anyway, and then, I get the house done. It's funny, I used to dust my walls because I have this duster. I'll show it to you. I should just demonstrate when I go in the house what I do. At least once a week, I dust my walls. I'm thinking, I'm getting a new house. I'm not dusting these log walls. Log walls catch dust. And Dustin came in the other day. No, he came yesterday morning to pick up Carly. Carly had a sleepover. And he sees this one place in the wall and he rubs it. And I said, it's dust. And I said, I haven't dusted. It's not my job anymore. You have to dust this house now. This is going to be your house. And I'm thinking, Lord, I want something put on my walls in my new house. So you can just wipe it off gently with a dust rag or something. I don't have to get my old dust mop out and that kind of stuff. And I don't have to get something that reaches up high. So I'm just so excited about getting the new house. I've given up on the mobile home because Papa said he really doesn't want a mobile home. And that's fine. I think we'd have a lot more room in a mobile home, but I've drawn my plan, or Kim's drawn my plan the way I want it. So we're going to stick with that. And I did want my blue thing, my blue island that I have now that I just bought recently. I did want that in my kitchen, but now I'm thinking, if I'm going to get a new kitchen, I might as well let everything match. So I'm starting to change my mind on a few things, the way I would like to do them. But I told Lex, I said, baby, your room is going to be done in black and gray. And he was so excited in that. And Papa said, black and gray, that doesn't sound too bright. And he goes, it's perfect. I love black and gray. So he's all excited to get his own room. Of course, he'll have to share with Ben. But Ben knows when Lex is here, because Lex's times with us are limited. And the older he gets, it may be less and less time. But Ben knows, we've already talked to Ben, on a weekend that Lex is here or a night that Lex is here, you either stay in the girls' room or you stay in the camper. So, in the camper, he's got his bathroom, it's air conditioned, he's got the giant bed. He can do everything out there that he can do in the house. We never watch TV together. We do watch a lot of TV with Lex, but we always watch House Hunters. Lex loves House Hunters. And then the other night we watched Remember the Titans. I love that movie. I can almost quote it word for word. That he'd never seen it before, and they needed to watch it for one of his classes. So we watched that, and it was so much fun. Of course, I'm a talker during the movie, like, oh, I can't believe that just happened. Stuff like that. I'm not fun to go to the movies with because I am much too verbal. But we did watch the Titans, and it was so good. Anyway, back to the house. I don't know if y'all saw the big changing table I got for the girls. It has 3 drawers, and then it opens, and it has shelves. It's real long, and it was so heavy. That's why I like to get the antique stuff, because it's made with real wood, but not that pressed wood stuff, so it's lighter. But I couldn't find an antique changing table, so this is what we're going to go with the girls, if it'll fit in their room. But I'm not going to use it as a changing table because the top of it has the little rail built on it for the changing table, but I'm going to use that to put their baskets on. And I think that's all I'm going to have in their room. Maybe I will get because the changing table's white, so maybe I will get a white, just a wire shelf, and for their dolls and their teddy bears and things like that. But anyway, so Lex's room, I know exactly what's going to go in it for him and Bennett, and it's going to be gray and black. So I'm real happy about that. So anyway, we've got little things, but guys, I cannot make myself stop looking at mobile homes. And once you look up, you go to Facebook, and then you punch marketplace at the bottom, and you put in mobile homes. So then it's like you can't get them to stop sending you mobile home pictures, and they just pop up and pop up and pop up. And oh my gosh, I think, oh, this has so much room. Oh my goodness, look at the pantry in this one. And I don't know. So I've got to stop. I've got to punch in something else to search for. So I did find a hall. I looked for hall trees, and sent one to Kim that was so pretty. She said, that won't fit. And I'm thinking, you know what? Nothing has to go in my new house unless I want it to go. Maybe I would rather do away with a chair and have a hall tree. I've always wanted a hall tree. Now, in my room now, we have a coat closet, and it's right as you go in the door, and beside it and over here beside it, I've got these nice hooks. So I've never needed a hall tree. But we're going into a house that will not have a coat closet, and I'm thinking, have a hall tree, because where am I hang my purse? Where are the girls going to hang their backpacks? Where are they going to take their shoe? Well, they kicked their shoes off on the front porch, but I want a hall tree. So if I thought maybe I could even use it as a room divider, stuff like that. I don't know. I've got all these things going through, but I can sit here and talk to you about it all day long, and I get so excited. But then when it's time to go in and start cleaning out closets, and I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'll lay down and take a 10-minute nap. Praise God, all my bills are paid online, or I'd never pay a bill. I don't know. I'm telling you, I am an Eeyore. I want to go back to a Tigger, but I don't know how to get back to a Tigger. So anyway, Carly had a sleepover Friday night. She asked me every Friday night. Well, she asked me every night, and I said, baby, it's a school night. And she said, don't you know where my school is? And I said, listen, you've got Mommy, and you've got Lovey, who is your grandma. But I am your great-grandma, and I don't want to take little girls to school anymore. I did that when I was a mommy and when I was a grandma. Now that I'm a great-grandma, I don't want to do it anymore. So she pretty much accepted that. So it was Friday, and she's just going to have a sleepover. And I said, yes, you can. You can have a sleepover. And she was an angel, and she wanted scrambled eggs and biscuits for breakfast. So I did scrambled eggs, and Papa did biscuits. And anyway, we had a really, really, really good time with her. She talks to Papa. You know, when Papa tries to talk to Coach, she says, I hate boys. I don't know where she gets that from. I don't know. Maybe it's something she sees on some of her little princess videos, but that's what she'll. I hate boys. I'm trying to get her out of that. Jill tells me she's with you 10 or 12 hours a day. She's what you make her. And that makes me have guilt. But I spend so much time laughing at things she says. Like, if the kids had said certain things, maybe I would have popped their little mouth or give them a swat or grounded them. But now when the great grands do things, I just want to laugh. And I don't feel like there's enough discipline going on. Plus, my Lord, she has started to talk. She talks nonstop. And she wants to sing to me and sing to me and sing to me. And I love her singing. But sometimes I just if I could just have 10 minutes, keep her quiet. And if I give her the tablet, then she'll give me a whole hour. I can take a quick nap. I can, look at me, I always want to take those quick naps. Yeah, if I give her the tablet, her daddy doesn't like her to have the tablet. So we kind of, I let her have it sometimes. Mostly when I want her to be very quiet or have a little piece or something for myself, then I will give her the tablet, and you can count on her to be quiet for quite a while. But anyway, I try to not to give it very much out of respect for Dustin, because he just doesn't think tablets and phones are good for kids that are that little. So I try to respect that. So we have been limiting the times when we have the tablet. But all right, trying to think what else is going on. Not a whole lot. Bennett will be gone this week. He's in Uvalde. I haven't made a video in quite a while. I'll tell you what, okay, I have my tripod. One morning I said, well, you know, Coda's on that tablet right now. It's a good time for me to make a video. And then I pinched my finger 2 times on my tripod, and I thought, to heck with that. You know, I done pinched my finger. I can't do a movie. I can't do a video. Now I get tears in my eyes because it hurts so bad. Anyway, so I'm looking at Papa's tripod. It's different than mine because it can close all the way in. Where mine, I don't know, mine's a cheapie. But anyway, Papa, I'm using Papa's today, and it was already sitting out here. And someone told me, I'm so glad you come out in that quiet place because I cannot stand the wind chimes. And I thought all y'all like my wind chimes, but I love my wind chimes. So then someone else told Papa that I was very spoiled with wanting the house done quickly. And I'm not spoiled. I get... I'm anxious. I'm very anxious. And I feel like the quicker I can get over here, then the quicker Dustin can start doing what he wants to do in that house. And I'd be so happy, you know, if we could be in our house by the end of June. That would just make me so happy. And then Dustin is taken off, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to say 12 weeks. 4 and 3 is 12 for the baby, and that'll give him time that he needs to seal his floors, he needs to seal the walls again. So much he needs to do over there before, I think he needs to do before he actually starts moving in. And I know he wants to do some things in the kitchen because he is a cooker. He cooks all the meals at his house, and he cooks good, so that's just a given. Then he's going to have to get a new stove. He talks about getting new cabinets, but I'm going to tell you, my cabinets are high, and I don't know what his cabinets are at his house, because, you know, they have the nice new house. It's all, everything's built in, and he's got the larger stove. So, but my cabinets are high, and it never hurts my back. I've told y'all that before. And if he gets rid of those cabinets and tries to put all new stuff in, then he is going to miss the height that he has now on the bars. Now, I can see him wanting to get some, maybe some granite or something. I always wanted granite on mine, but that was something I never pushed for. Formica's fine with me. And now Kim's painted my Formica, but we never put the sealer on that. We're very good at doing things halfway, never completing them. So I'm hoping in my new house I'll get a few things completed. I'm only having 2 closets, so I know I'm going to get those 2 closet doors the same day I get the closets, because I'm not going to, if you wait, then it doesn't happen. And I'm not taking my tanning bed. I haven't been tanning, guys. The reason why, my freckles on my arms, you probably can't see me, they're getting so dark. And I've always tanned. You know, we always went to the beach before we moved to California. Then when we moved to California, we moved to Huntington Beach. So, you know, I was at the beach all the time. We had a pool in our backyard. I've always loved the sun. And I know I go through that, what they call it in the wintertime, when you get a little depressed because you need the sunshine. So I am a sun person. But I've just been noticing my freckles are just getting so dark. So I'm not bringing I don't lay in the tanning bed anymore. I use a self tanner, and I'm pretty much loving it. And so the place that Kim had drawn in on our plan for my tanning bed, that is going to be an 8-foot closet. So I'm really excited about that, because I was worried a little bit about enough storage room. And right now we can stick things out into our old washroom, which is now kind of a storage room for us, but I don't want to have to start putting my Christmas decorations and everything out there again. So the closet that's going to go in my bedroom will have the barn door on it, and it will be nothing but storage area. And then the big closet, also an 8-foot closet that we will have in the laundry room, will be the clothes closet. So anyway, I'm real excited about that. I do right now in my closet, I have my cedar chest that Lester gave me. And I'm just hoping that when we get the new house, if I have to use that, like, for all I keep in it are my purses and my bags, but it is in my closet. So I'm hoping that I'm going to have a place in one of the bedrooms. The kids never get into it or anything like that, but I'm just hoping that I'll have a place to put that. But I know I'm not going to be able to take my what do you call that thing? My buffet that I just bought, my antique buffet. And I'm not taking my antique dresser. Jill wants the bedroom suit that's upstairs, so we'll be leaving that. And she also wants the desk. So, and she wants the futon. She's going to take that to her classroom. So we're kind of working out what I'm going to take and what I'm going to. But I'm excited, guys. And when the house is sitting here, I'm just wondering, am I just going to want to nap through the day, or am I going to want to work through the day? So the only thing I'm saying 100% solid on are those shiny floors. I've got to have those shiny wood floors. I want them so bad. So, and Papa told me, he said, you get a mobile home, they all have linoleum. You're not going to have those shiny floors. So he knows shiny floors are very important to me in this new house. Now, when Dustin comes over here, before he moves anything in, I told him, you need to seal these floors. And then his floors will be gray, but they will be shiny, real shiny gray. And once he gets a sealer on it, then they won't stain anymore. And also, if a flood does come, then it'll just be a matter of just taking the water hose and spraying the mud off. There won't be any more having to deal with that pressure wash, because with the sealer there, it's going to clean easier. So that's going to help him and me. I can't wait to have the shiny floors. So anyway, I can't start working on my new backyard because Papa's got his bees back there, and I'm not pushing him to do anything. I'm just trying to, you know what, I enjoy the time I sit out here. I've told y'all why I love this. It's just the most wonderful spot, and it's the only place that we have the oak trees, thanks to Lester when he lived here. And the oak trees, I don't know, they just somehow, it seems like they just maybe make their own wind. That's not possible, I know, but it just kind of seems. There goes Papa again. He's shaking his head like, you still talking? It's only been 24 minutes. It's only been 24 minutes. I've only talked for 24 minutes.
Hello?
Huh?
I think I seen you out here an hour ago.
No, baby, it says 24 minutes and 53 seconds.
They got nowhere.
On a Sunday?
Well, the church is about over.
Well, hon, that's up to you.
I don't want to get too far behind during the week.
I guess I could go push.
You do what?
I guess I could go push
No, I'll do all that.
push more the play yard.
I can do it with the ride more, baby. You kind of need to rest.
I'm always wanting to take naps, guys. Even Papa knows it. Just give me a 10-minute nap. I could take 20 10-minute naps during the day. But I've done read about something now. I went to Google.
Doctor, I'm out of here.
I asked, why have I always been a Tigger and now I'm an Eeyore? And you know, it knew exactly what I meant. Google is so smart. Anyway, there are things that there's prescriptions that are safe things that they can give you. Bennett he says, you need to take Adderall. That's what he takes when he got to take a test or got to do something important. But I'm thinking, well, I don't know about Adderall, but this told me about something else, and I can't wait till Tuesday to ask my doctor about it, because I'm just going to tell her, I do not want to be an Eeyore. But you know what? The description it gives of Eeyore is sad, lonely, depressed, non-motivated, where it said Tigger may have a little of ADHD, so I don't know. Oh, golly geez, it's so funny what you read. And I look up something and then I have to laugh at myself because sometimes it's exactly what I was thinking. Sometimes it's a little off the wall, I don't know. But we're not having Sunday lunch today because everybody's gone. I think Bree's at home. Of course, Kim's at home, and I think Dustin and Jill are at home. But tomorrow we're going to have barbecue. That's going to be on me too. So I'm thinking, I'm not one that likes to cook all the time. So I figured we'll have no family dinner today, but we will be having our barbecue tomorrow. So that'll probably be Papa's Sunday lunch for y'all. He'll do it on Monday. So anyway, I'm trying to think what else I wanted to tell y'all this morning. I'm a little ashamed of myself that I haven't been coming on and talking about Jesus. And our preacher last Sunday, he talked about sharing hugs. You never know when somebody might give a hug or need a hug, so never hold back if you feel like you want to hug that person, because they may need that hug. And he also talks about what good does it do us to come to church but never share God with anybody. So what does that say about us? And every time I think about making a video, I think I need to go share Jesus. I know most of y'all that listen to me, you know Jesus. And you can tell me more about the Bible than I can say about the Bible. Because I can give you scriptures because I learned them as a little girl. But I don't always remember where they're found. And then one time I was telling y'all the story of someone. And then someone told me after, you got that all wrong. It was so-and-so, so-and-so. If you're going to quote the Bible, you need to do it correctly. And I thought, you know what? I've let y'all know that I'm not quoting the Bible. I'm telling you stories as I remember them, things that have happened to me. That's all I can do is share what Jesus has done for me and tell you how much he loves me and how much I love him and how much he loves you. That's all I really can do. If I tell a story and get my people mixed up, you're right. That woman was right. She shouldn't have been so mean to me. But if you're going to tell a story, you do probably try to get their names right. And I think I had given some wrong names. Anyway, I apologize for that. That was a while back. But I don't know. I listen to Christian music all day long. It's on in my bathroom radio, and it's on in my Alexa in the kitchen. And I listen to some. I was listening to Air One, but I found that there's another one. It's called K Love, and sometimes they have a little more. Some of their music is not quite as contemporary, and I like that a little bit. And well, I like it a whole lot, because when I sing in church, I always do generally something that's got a little bit of a country. The music is a little bit more country than it is contemporary. Anyway, it's K-Love. I don't know if y'all can get it where you are, but it's on 24 hours a day, unless Pawpaw is trying to make a video and he says, stop, Alexa. Turn it off, Alexa. And then he gets mad and he starts yelling at her because she don't go off. And I've tried to tell him, honey, you say, Alexa, turn it off. You don't say turn it off, Alexa. She don't get that. It's just like I tell him when you're talking to the kids, he'll say, don't do that. You have to say, Carly, don't do that. Coda, stop what you're doing. You can't just say stop what you're doing, you know. But since he never worked in daycare for 15 years, I guess that's something that he doesn't know, but I do. I'm thinking this morning, if I had to get up and go to work, maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need to go back to work. Have to get up at 6 o'clock. Have to be in the car by 7. Have to be there by 7:30. You know, have to be ready to open your room. Maybe I don't have enough structure in my life. Guys, I remember when I used to drive the school bus, you know, we'd have to leave at 6. And at 5:30, I would be vacuuming my house. Because that is the way I've always been. The kids used to say, if you ask Lester, what's one of the worst sounds you remember as a child? He's going to say, Mom's carpet sweeper hitting my door when she was carpet sweeping the house. They'll all tell you that. I mean, I every day. And I have to vacuum the house every day now because, guys, we have 6 dogs. Is that ridiculous? 6 dogs. And who brought all 6 of them here? I did. Me, trying to replace my little Joe. And I'll tell you right now that Verdi is probably the cutest and the happiest dog I've ever seen in my life. But Lord have mercy, she is mischievous. She can find a way to get into the kids' room, get their toys out of their toy box, chew them up. And I paid lots of money for all these little Cabbage Patch dolls, cheerleaders and babies, and she loves to chew on those because they're soft. And I tell Coda, you know, keep the gate closed. And Coda told me the other day, I said, baby, you've got to. She said, I'm just a little kid. I can't remember. I thought, ain't that the truth? So I can't remember always. When I come out, I always shut it, but I don't remember to lock it. And Verdi's pretty smart. She goes and pops that gate right open, and in she goes into the toy box. And next thing you know, I'm so mad at her. And when we're out here, she'll get in that water. She's just a pain. She is a pain in the butt. And then there's Kippy over there, who will still, to this day, chew any blanket he sleeps on. But Kippy goes in a kennel at night when Lex isn't here. And when Lex is here, we use old blankets. Because I bought the girls that beautiful, well, I bought it for Coda, the dinosaur bedspread, and he's already put 2 little holes in it. So I don't know. I don't hate him. I love him. He's just got a problem. And he weighs about 40 pounds. I can barely lift him. Anyway, Bandit's perfect. Bandit does nothing wrong. He's my good boy. And Tiki, Tiki, no, get out. Tiki is very strange looking. He loves me. He will not put his other ear up. Sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down. And guys, his mother was half long-haired Chihuahua, which is what Bandit is, and half regular, slick-haired. But he's got a lot of hair, and he's got it on his chin, just like Buster does. I love Buster, but because Buster loves Pawpaw so much. He sticks with him so much more than Heidi does because he's smaller. And everywhere Pawpaw goes, Buster lays down right beside him. So Buster was just a God-given mistake of mine. But Verdi, I never should have gotten Verdi. She wasn't a Chihuahua. I knew he wasn't a Chihuahua. I just wanted a puppy so bad, and Papa said, stop trying to get Chihuahuas. You can't ever get what you want, blah, blah, blah. So he said, look, this is a half Shih Tzu, half Yorkie. And there she is. And she's happy. And she smiles. And she's into everything. And she's mischievous. And she never stops. She never stops. But, we got her. When you get 6 dogs and everybody's griping about it, or you should hear when someone comes to my house. It's horrible. I would never want any of my church people to come because I'm embarrassed of the way the dogs act. All my people know you walk in now and you say, shut up, and they stop. But how would I explain that to if the preacher was to come visit me with these 6 little yappers? They're yappers. They are. Even Tiki. Tiki hears everything, and he'll hear something and bark when no one else does. So here, I've put myself in this position. I don't know. Trying to think, is there anything else I want to tell you before I go? Everything's going good here. Guys, please know I am a very happy person. Just because I'm tired, I am never not happy. And my friend sent me this little card and talks about making your own happy. I do make my own happy. But being happy has nothing to do with a chronic fatigue or something like that. I don't know. It's not a mental thing. It's not a depression. It's just a tiredness. And sometimes that can be because you don't get the sleep that you need at night. And I do sleep with 3 dogs. So, maybe it's something like that. But I am very anxious to talk to the doctor this time instead of just going out and buying red pills because, like I say, the red pills have run their course in my body or my mind, whatever, and they don't work anymore. And I don't dare take 2 because I tried taking 2 and I turned into the devil. I was the devil that day. I'm telling you, I was mad about everything. I was mad in such a way I never thought I could get that mad. Don't try to. Anyway, guys, tomorrow for Memorial Day, we are having smoked lynx, potato salad, baked beans. I'll get Kim to do some kind of a dessert, and then we'll have we'll have hot dogs and hot dog buns and chips. So I would love to eat out here. It is so cool out here, just so pleasant. But Tiki, stop! Tiki's learned to dig holes. But the only thing about being out here, there are so many rocks and stuff like over in this area that we haven't cleaned up yet. So we've got a nice cement place where we could put tables and chairs. And I've got my old set of chairs, but they need to be painted real bad. So that's one of the things my mind says, today you're going to get up and paint chairs. And then I go out to get the paint, and then I say, maybe I'll just take a 5-minute nap. Does that happen to any of you guys? I mean, you push through and get done what you have to get done. The dusting, the vacuuming, the washing the dishes, the washing the clothes, the folding the clothes. And so you feel an accomplishment in what you've done, but your body just doesn't have the, it can't push itself enough. Hey, I'm gonna spray my chairs today. I've got black paint. I saved a shelf out of Papa's barn stuff here. Oh my gosh, did you see my arm shaking? I've lost too much weight and I have got to start wearing slings. They say, you know that woman with those saggy arms? Me? Okay, back to what I was saying. I got a chest out of there. It's a real pretty cabinet. I thought, where did this come from? And he said, I don't know. Somebody put it out here. I thought, well, it's never been mine. It's got a little trim work. I want to tear the trim work off, so I have to get a crowbar. And then I got a real pretty, it's called, what is it called? It's a shiny, but it's a ivory rose or something like that. So I thought, oh, that's going to be pretty. I don't know really what color that's going to be, but, and I'm going to paint the cabinet. But when I think I've got to go get the crowbar, then I got to pry that off. Then I've got to get the roller thing, put it on the roller thing, push it out in the yard, find something to sit it on, and then spray it. And then I think I'll do that another day. So I've had the paint for that for about 3 months, and I keep waiting for that day when I'm gonna do it. And I haven't gotten I don't have the paint for my black chairs yet. I don't, but Walmart's 15 minutes away, Brenda. So it's just getting myself in the mindset and in the, I don't know what's wrong with why I don't want to do anything anymore, but I know I do not like being a Tigger. I mean, I do not like being an Eeyore. When you're used to being a Tigger, when you're used to going 90 to nothing, you know, and not stopping, then when all of a sudden you can't make yourself spray paint some chairs, it messes up your mind, because you start to say, what's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I'm too tired. And so you go and you have a cup of coffee, and that don't do a darn bit of good. But I have learned to make my own iced coffee now, and it's a caramelized coffee. And I make 3 cups, and in the 3 cups, it has 18 carbs is all. So I make it in the blender with lots of ice, and I pour me a big glass of that with ice in it, and then I put it in the fridge in the blender with the lid on it, and then I have it all day long, and I love doing that, and that has saved me so much from going on my binge eatings. I haven't binged in a long time. So maybe I did when I opened the kids' marshmallows. I kind of had a lot of marshmallows that day, but I didn't even look at how many carbs was in them, because I thought I already ate them. I can't throw them up. So, okay, let me think what else is going on. Church has been good. Oh, this made me feel so good. We have a little song leader that comes. He's Hispanic. And I love to hear him sing. He plays the guitar, and then we have another gentleman on the keyboard. But it can be a song that you know, but he closes his eyes and he just goes off in his own tune. So, and it's beautiful. So what I've learned to do is don't sing the words, because we'll be on the wrong tune with each other. Because he sings in his own tune of these songs. And he puts a little at the bottoms. And so now I just raise my hands and I just listen to his voice and I talk to God. So that makes it so much better because our song leader before at the old church, she just stood there. She didn't smile. You wonder, did she love Jesus? And why was she up there? And here's this other gentleman, just tears coming down his face, playing his guitar and just singing to God. And it's just beautiful, guys. And I really love the church. There's not many people there. I wish it could grow. I pray for it to grow. I don't know how to help it grow. We started paying our tithe there. We were sending our tithe to Plum Grove Assembly, but we started paying our tithe there now. And Papa still hasn't gone with me. But now his excuse is he's got to get a pair of shoes that will fit over his big toe that has the gout. So I'm just being patient. I just go by myself. Last Sunday, I took a bunch of eggs. And for the people that had wanted eggs, I had asked them before. So I took a bunch of 18 packs of eggs. We've got so many eggs. I love to make an egg omelet, like if I could put the peppers and the onions and all that. But it seems time consuming. And I'd just rather scramble the eggs, have them done. That's what I did for Carly yesterday. She wanted scrambled eggs. It doesn't take 5 minutes to scramble a couple of eggs. But when you start adding the onions and the cheese and the peppers and maybe a little bit of bacon, it starts to get more time consuming. And now that I'm in the Eeyore stage, with no Tigger backing me up on what I do, I tend to take a few more shortcuts. That's the truth speaking, guys. I will tell you the truth because you are all my friends. But let me just say before I go that God is with us over here. Everybody's got their jobs that they've have volunteered to do when the house actually goes in. I know most of it. Dustin's going to do the ceiling. We're going to have insulation sprayed in the whole house. Therefore, there won't be any cracks or seams or anything going in. So they'll blow the insulation in. And then the insulation has, you can actually just insulate your house and move in and cover the walls as you go, which is what we'll do on the inner bedroom walls. The outside of our walls, like that look toward the living room, that will all be enclosed. The kitchen and the living room will be one big area, so it'll be very easy to enclose. But I think what we have to do is the insulation first. No, excuse me. I got it wrong. You have to do the wiring first. So you do the wiring, and then they come and they spray in all the insulation, all the walls and the ceiling. So then after that, you can put in your floor, and then we can put the 2x4s up to separate the rooms. Then Kim can start doing putting in cabinets. And I'm not going to have a bathtub. Y'all convinced us not to have a bathtub. So we're just going to have the big shower stall like we do now. And there's the kitchen cabinet, kitchen sink. Once the kitchen sink's in, Buddy's going to do the plumbing. Once the shower stall's in and the commode, Buddy will do the plumbing. So all the plumbing falls on Buddy. He's volunteered for that. Dustin will put on all the ceiling because he said he can reach 8 foot. They're 8-foot ceilings. And he says standing flat foot, he can reach 8 foot and screw things in. Praise God for tall boys, right? So he's volunteered to do all of the ceiling. So once we get our ceiling and our floors and our bathtub and our sink that we're moving in. The rooms will be divided. They'll have their flooring. And then, you know, Ben works with us 2 days a week. So then Ben will do 1 bedroom a week. Yeah, 1 bedroom a week. And we'll start with, see, once you get one side of the bedroom done, the other side will have walls, but they'll be backwards walls. So we're going to start with the girls' bedroom or maybe Lex's bedroom and get that one done, and then the girls, and then our bedroom. But that may take us a couple of months to actually get the bedroom completely. They'll be lived in, but they won't have the interior walls. But I guarantee you I will have closet doors the day the closets are built. So I am sure of that, and I'm going to have that shiny floor. But God has blessed us. We are coming along good with this one. I'm a little impatient. I want it done quick. But I think we're going to be real happy with it in the long run. And I get to downsize. I wanted to downsize. See, here's the thing. I said, I want to downsize, you know. But then when there's something you know is not going to fit, you want to cry about it. Well, that's so sad for me. Am I going to be able to have that in my house? So I decided, well, you know what? I'll get rid of things. But I am going to have a hall tree. And the hall tree may, when you walk in the door, you may walk right into the hall tree. So I may use it for part, like a divider or something. I don't know. I just want to take a minute and thank you guys. I don't always thank you personally on messages. I should. But, you know, that Eeyore comes out in me. The Tigger's gone. But I want to thank somebody special. And she doesn't know that she really did this for me. And I never knew who did it. But Dorothy told her. I didn't know until recently Dorothy had sent this. But it's a picture of my mom and dad. And it's on this little tin thing, like about the size of a license plate. I love that picture so much. My mom looks so happy. My dad just looks like my little round-faced dad. But I've got it hung right as you go in the door. So that's basically the first thing you see. And anywhere I'm sitting outside or anything, I look in. There's my mom. She's smiling at me. And that's probably the most precious thing to me that anybody has sent me. And I didn't realize it was her until she sent some more pictures like that. And then I texted her and said, Dorothy, did you send the picture of my mom and dad? And she said, yes, she did. So that has been a long time ago. And then my praying hands plant, they do roll up, and it's so cute. And it's getting so many flowers on it, and I love that plant. And, Karen Owens, did you send me that plant? I can't remember. And then just so many of you send so many wonderful things that I love. But that picture of my mother means more to my heart because it's my mother. And I just appreciate that picture so much, so much. But all the plants you've sent, they're doing so very good. I didn't know what a goldfish plant was. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's just going to sit there. But now it's getting green. It's getting taller. And it is so beautiful and green. It has no flowers yet. But back to the praying hands plant, they come rolled up tight and then gently get to look like they're praying, and then they open. But I'm going to have to put that in a bigger container pretty soon because it is getting so big. And I can't remember what else you guys have sent me, but I love everything. And I'm like a kitty when you send a box of stuff with all kinds of goodies. I'm like a little child, and I'm like giggly and open, and oh my gosh, what is it? Oh, I love, and it's just so funny. I'm as bad as the little girls. I think it's just like, oh, I'm getting a goodie box with just all kinds of odd and ends. And Debbie, when they brought the tractor back, she brought me something that she had made, and these are they look like the size of a pot holder, but on one side it's got these little dots. You can open any jar in the world with that. And I get propelled drinks, and I always have to find one that I can open, or I have to put them in the back so Papa can do it. But now, every time I open a bottle, I say, praise God for Debbie, because she brought me these. I can open any bottle or any jar that I want. And that makes my day happy when I don't have to go trudging out to find Papa. So, oh, and my rock, forgive me, guys, I can't remember who made that rock. Anyway, it has my favorite Bible verse on it. If God is for us, who could be against us? He that spared not his own son, how can we doubt that surely through him he will give us all things? But you got to think, you've got a God that gave his son. He'll give you whatever you need. And you know, we have to remember, there's a difference in wants and needs. I have everything I need. God has always made sure we've had everything we need. Mom used to say, well, something happened, we're going to eat beans and rice. Beans and rice was fine with me. We always loved beans and rice. But there's so many things that, like, you want. I wanted that new car. I wanted that new car so bad. I wanted that little Nissan Rogue. I just wanted it so bad. And now I'm thinking I would rather drive my van. But God gave me what I wanted. I paid for it. and I want the smaller house. And I want the smaller house for me. And I want the smaller house so Dustin can have that house. So if Dustin hadn't agreed to move in there now, I guess it came in a time in his life when, and Dustin loves it here. You know, we go to the back and we see ropes hanging from trees. And I praise God that he was able to experience that as a child. And all of these kids experienced it as a child. And every time we'd go to the river and let the kids swim, I would think, this is where my husband swam. This is where his daddy swam. You know, they've done this here for generations. And there's not a lot of places that are like that. We're a smaller version of stuff that have been handed down. And I don't know, this is a beautiful place for a house. And if we build a house here, then that'll prevent anyone else from ever building a house here if they want to. But there's other places, you know. And if you have to build your houses up now, you know, you can even go toward the back and put it on stilts like a nice beach house. But this is the prettiest. Well, where we have our house is awesome. And I don't know if Dustin and Jill will be mowing the play yard or me and Pops will be doing that. I don't know. But we'll be able to still let the kids use the play yard when they're at work. I'm going to try to give them freedom in that house. I'm not going to go over every day and say, well, what did you do today? Well, you know what? I want that to be their house, like they just built it. It's their house. They want to take fences down, take fences down. If they want to cut down my 4 o'clocks, cut them down. That's your house. Love that house. That's what I want, is Dustin and Jill to love the house. And I loved the house. It was Papa's house. It was what Papa wanted. But I loved it. He provided it for me. And God gave him the strength to build it in 21 days. That's a miracle by itself. Because we're not getting this one built in 21 days because there was so much here to take down. And I'm anxious. I am anxious to start working on my yard in the back. I won't be moving my rose. Have I talked for an hour? That can't be right. Oh my gosh. Okay. I will be getting me new rose bushes and new plants. I'm really into something now called Texas lilac. I'm going to let them grow more as short trees. And Stephanie has one down there, and it's the most beautiful. Now that I've seen hers, I'm noticing them everywhere, more ash trees with purple flowers on them. But, okay, listen, I am going to go. Please know that I love you, and I do not forget to pray for you. Please don't forget to pray for me. I need it. I need it. I need to pray for my energy level, guys. I don't have one right now. I don't know what to do. My blood work all comes back good, but I just have no energy level. There goes Pops on his mower. I don't know. I feel like I should leave you with something special, like a special thought or a special prayer, or I just pray God's peace over you, God's love over you. And I'm going to try to start early and get the video done before Coda Bear even wakes up, because she sleeps kind of late now. And guys, it's only one more week of school, so then my day will be my own. But pray for me where I can get over this tiredness. It's not a depression. I'm not depressed. I just have no energy. And I take my iron pills, and if any of y'all are going through that, let me know and I can pray with you. And maybe you can tell me what you've done, but I can tell you red pills don't do any good anymore. There goes my dogs are fighting and scooting me around. I had a hole under the tripod. Guys, I love you. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for everything you do for us. And remember, God is there. He doesn't leave us. We leave him. His hand is always there. It's our hand that boys! It's our hand that moves. God's does it. I love you guys. Bye.